What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys another video today. So you can see here I'm on CNBC, and it's an interesting time because right now the markets, or at least the past couple of days, the markets have been very bullish. But on the other hand, it's not looked very good for crypto. Now, if you don't know what's happening with crypto, you can see this report from 26 minutes ago saying $1 billion to $2 billion of FTX customer funds missing. Now, if you don't know what's happening, if you don't know these three letters here, FTX, go and type that in your browser or Twitter search bar or even here on YouTube, and you're going to see a lot of interesting stories. Well, interesting if you've not got any crypto invested in regards to this platform. But like I said, it has been a very interesting week. Obviously, elections were Tuesday, 8th of November. A couple of days ago, Thursday, 10th of November, we had CPI. Actually, this upcoming week, we have PPI. And then the week after that, we have FOMC. Now, we're going to dive into some charts in a second. But let me just show you guys this article to begin with. So here you go. NASDAQ adds 1.9%. S&P 500 closes nearly 1% higher and notches best week since June. So obviously, it was a very good week for the S&P 500. Now, as I mentioned, there was CPI Thursday, and the reports were a lot better or less worse than we had expected. So that caused the markets to surge, and as you can read, that was the best since June. Another thing I want to point out is I think Thursday when the S&P 500 jumped like, 20 something points. This was, top 3 in the last 3 years. So top 3 days in the last 3 years. Now we're going to look at the charts in a second, but yeah, I just wanted to say again, if you don't know about crypto, just check here. FTX filed for bankruptcy protection on Friday. That has caused a lot of the crypto markets to sell off. That's caused a lot of panic all over the place. And again, I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you need to go and check that out. Just go onto go anywhere and type FTX. So yeah, stocks close higher, best week since June, Citigroup shares pop. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to TradingView now, get into these markets and look at these charts. So the first thing that stands out to me when I look at the markets, as you can see, S&P 500, 4,000 points right now, which means SPY, so the S&P 500 index fund is currently sitting at 398. So here I have the 5-minute chart, so you can't really see what's happening. Check the daily chart, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm referring to. Look at that huge green candle, but it's also back-to-back days to end the week. There we go. There is the huge jump. So this is after CPI numbers came out. So we were around 381, and then we hit highs of 399.48 yesterday. Look at it, incredible. So my immediate reaction when I see this is, okay, markets are slightly overbought right now. I would not be surprised if we see a pullback till we find support, maybe around 385 to mid 380s, or maybe even up here at 390. But like I said, I'm definitely expecting a little pullback. On the other hand, just because something has ran up doesn't mean it's automatically going to pull back. This could continue running. Look what it did here from Wednesday to Thursday. Big jump. Thursday to Friday, another jump. It can continue this jump. But I am intrigued to see how it pans out this week, especially after PPI numbers come back. Next up, I want to look at QQQ before we dive into other stocks like Facebook, Disney, Tesla, etc. So QQQ, we're almost at the 100-day moving average right here, but we still have a long way to go to hit that $310 level. At the same time, just like with SPY, I'm expecting a pullback towards the moving averages here, and maybe we can find support. Yes, they have crossed in the upwards motion, which is a good sign, but then again, we have just jumped up, a small gap up here and then pushed up without pulling back. And again, I think we'll find a bit of support somewhere after we pull back before the uptrend continues. But if the NASDAQ continues to push, continues to gain momentum, then I expect QQQ to do the same. Next up, I want to go at Disney, because Disney actually announced that they are freezing hiring right now and they're going to begin layoffs. So we saw the stock move down for a little bit. But yesterday, a few days after earnings, it started to recover. And as you guys probably know, if you've been on this channel long enough with me, this is one of my ideal setups. Why? Because a lot of times when there's earnings reports, there's an overreaction from the market. This, I believe, was the overreaction. Sometimes a justified reaction is there, but in this case, I think it was an overreaction. Yes, they're freezing hiring. Yes, they're going to be layoffs. But again, a drop from $101 all the way down to 85, I don't think that's justified. So I'm going to be looking at the push up again and the recovery beginning. Now $98 is my price target, right around here. Then we could push up to the next moving average around $99, and then eventually get to the daily resistance back at $102 flat. So like I said, 3 price targets for Disney, $98, $99, and $102. I expect to see that this week. So I will be eyeing Disney calls. Also, shout out to Shonuff for also getting into Disney yesterday and making some money off those calls. Next up, we're going to look at Meta, ticker symbol META. This is another company which has been doing layoffs as of late. I think, was it 11,000 employees they've laid off? Again, a reaction from earnings and an overreaction from earnings, and then eventually started uptrending. I'm looking at the same thing with Disney. So Meta this week, really the price target is that daily support zone, $123. Why? Because previous supports become new resistances. This could be that next resistance around $123. So if the market continues to push, I expect Meta to continue pushing as well. Now let's look at Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Of course, Elon has been in and amongst the controversy and drama recently as of late. You guys have seen what's happening with Twitter Blue and all the kind of things that Elon's trying to do with Twitter. But one of his other big companies, Tesla, is now trading under $200. I didn't expect to see it under $200 for this long. It's been under $200 about 4 days straight. And to be honest, this is a good price point for the shares. But at the same time, I want to see what happens at the moving average here. You see, last time it broke above the moving average, it proceeded to drop below it very soon. This time I want to see if it pushes above this moving average around $199.80 and then breaks above and continues uptrending. Again, I would look at calls for longer term out, 30 to 45 days. Maybe you can look at 210 calls and a little bit higher, but I'll also look at grabbing shares because I think we're at a good price point. Now, I want to jump over to the tech side and look at AMD. Semiconductors are starting to recover slowly, but as I always say, they are very beat up. As I pointed out here, as you can see from my lines here, a few weeks ago, in the middle of October, in the beginning of October, this wedge here was signaling for an AMD breakout. This is exactly what's happened. In the group, they did ask me if this was going to go break to the downside or upside, and I said, when it looks like this and it starts slowly uptrending, I'm looking at a break to the upside, which is exactly what happened. Now, I think AMD is not done this week. If tech continues to rally, if NASDAQ continues to move upwards, we could see 76 very quickly. I think Monday, Tuesday, we could see 76. Otherwise, expect it to pull back just like SPY, just like some of the other big stocks, and then find support before it starts the next uptrend. Again, you want to look at the bigger picture. If you want to get shares, you can. You are not too late. You have not missed the run-up. You missed, a $10, $12 run-up, but you still got plenty more room for recovery. All right, let's check out Oxy. We've seen some social media, we've seen some tech, we've seen some semiconductors, we've seen some different industries, and now we're going to look at the petroleum industry. So Oxy is at a price point which it seems to struggle to get above, which is why I have a line of resistance there, that green line at 74.49. We're slightly under that, but we could break out and then push towards the daily resistance around 76.43. The other hand, we could get rejected here and start downtrending. It's happened before. It's happened a couple of times actually, and this could end up being a triple bottom around this level. So let's see how it pans out Monday. If it pulls back and holds, then I will look to get calls. If it can pull back to around $70 and hold somewhere around that level, the 70s, yeah, just $70 around there, then we can start looking at getting in calls on the uptrend again. But that's the key level to watch for me in this case. Now, moving on, just to look at a couple more, we're going to have a look at our good friend Apple. Not couple, but good friend Apple. 150 mark, the magic number, the golden number. We're almost there again. Now, I do have an annotation here, which says bought before close. Let's just quickly look at what that is and why I have that there. So pretty simple, to be honest. Tuesday before market close, I got into Apple puts right before the market close. $138 puts. Lo and behold, the next day, Apple dropped all the way to lows of $134.68. No, I did not sell there. I sold around here, and I thought we were going to break above, but the puts I bought were in the money by the following day. That is the advantage of taking trades at the end of the day. You can swing with little risk and not have to, make a day trade. And again, you can still profit because as long as the trade goes in your favor, you can still get that money and again, close your profits without having to use a day trade. But anyway, back to the daily chart. Apple. That's the weekly, not the daily. Apple's daily chart. Here we are. We're getting close to that resistance, $150, that price point, where the moving average is. Will we reject or will we push up and hit highs of 157.72 again? See where it wicked off here? That would be the price point if we do break above 150 and hold. Again, we need the rest of the market to rally. We need Tesla to push, SPY to push. We need Microsoft to push. And once we see all those green and pushing, then Apple's price targets will be $150 and then $157. That is what I will be looking at. So that's mainly it for the stocks I wanted to watch, stocks I wanted to look at. As I mentioned, Meta with their layoffs have started to come back to life recently. If there are other earnings plays you guys are looking at this week, again, you might want to play the after earnings reaction instead of the earnings run up. Once again, as I always say, there's always going to be a reaction to earnings, and a lot of the time it is an overreaction. So just keep your eyes out for different stocks which are announcing earnings. Keep your eyes out on the PPI numbers which are coming out this week. Also, I would say Walmart is going to be on my radar, for this upcoming week. We're at a very critical price point. We've wicked off here, $143.60 twice in a row. We went slightly higher there, which created a daily resistance. Now we're just hovering around this place. Look, last time we consolidated like this, we broke out. We're doing that kind of consolidation again, and I'm expecting a breakout. But who's to know when it comes? That's on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, you can see Walmart has had 4 of the last 5 weeks green. It is usually bullish. It has held its own well while the market has been a bit more wishy-washy, a bit undecisive. That is what I want you to remember. So, as always, guys, the full weekly watch list will be available in the Discord, and that is the Real Trading Academy. Please come check that one out. Link is in the description below. That is where all the stock breakdowns are. That's where we do our live sessions. That's where we recap trades. All that is in the Real Trading Academy. Then I've also got the Stock Option Starter Pack, which is a bunch of 10 videos which you guys will have access to for life when you buy those videos. It tells you more about options, about how I trade, about regular trading strategies, different ways to profit in different markets, etc., etc. Go have a read of it. Link in the description below. And then lastly, check out my different socials. I've got Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at The Wealth Print. And then I've also got this channel here. So subscribe to this channel if you're new on here. Just hit that red button below. It does not cost you anything. And overall, if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. It does help with the algorithm. It does help me when it comes to these kind of things. This week I will be traveling back home, so I don't know how it will be for the videos, but I will definitely be trading. I'll be active in the Discord, so come and find me there. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for watching. That's it from me. I got into making, you got into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.